The Gang, Part 1. Fade in. Scene 1. We open on an early morning of City X. The sun rises behind the tall and futuristic skyscrapers. The movement of the city begins and can be heard far out at sea. Moving closer to one building rooftop, there sits a young man with his face towards the rising sun. The building in front of him has a large F logo lit up on it for the company that built this city. The young man watches the sun rise, but shows no amazement in his observation, only a tired and impatient one that seems to have been dealt with a problem that drags continuously. Suddenly, the young man hears a loud noise below him on a small building rooftop. He looks down and sees two criminals have broken a window and are attempting to steal whatever is inside the building. The young man looks back to the sunset and inhales deeply before getting up and rushing down to the smaller building. Criminal 1. Come on, man. Get that shit and let's get out of here. Hold on, man. These boxes are fucking heavy, says the criminal. The two criminals stop in their tracks when they notice the young man jump down next to them. His long hair blows across his face from the cool morning wind as he stares both of them down. Criminal 1. Damn it. Take care of this guy, will you? I got the rest. Criminal 2. Okay. You're gonna get it, you... The young man throws a punch before the opposite side of the criminal's body from where his arm is up, trying to strike. The criminal falls back onto the brick wall and is knocked out. The other criminal sees this and puts down a box to strike. Criminal 1. You son of a... The young man throws up one of his legs into the criminal's side, knocking him onto the brick wall. He tries to get back up, but the young man punches him back down against the brick wall and knocks him out. The young man breathes heavily before dropping his stance. He looks over to what the criminals were stealing. The next few minutes have him putting everything back and leaving a note to the owners of the property. He then runs down across more buildings to the street. Cut to exterior, morning, scene 2. The young man races to a small building in the city that has a large sign in bold red letters reading, Diner. He takes a breath after rushing to the spot for the past 10 minutes before walking into the diner and sitting at a booth. He waits for someone or multiple people and orders for himself as he waits. He then notices a small pain in his right hand and looks at it to see what the problem is. Small spots of blood and bruise marks are visible, the blood not being his and the multiple bruises looking as if they had been there for a number of days despite him fighting earlier.
Alistair. Alistair looks up to the voice that called him, seeing a young woman around his age with glasses, messy hair in a ponytail and a lab coat. She walks over to him and Alistair hides his right hand under the table. It's Al, Jamie, please. Oh yeah, I forgot your whole brooding image thing you got going on. How could I forget? Jamie sarcastically says this while eyeing him up and down, seeing his appearance. Messy hair, dirty clothes, cut-up shoes, annoyed face. Alistair. I don't comment on your appearance, do I? Jamie. Hey, the way I look is just how I look. I'm not doing anything that makes me stand out. Alistair. Really? Jamie. Yep. Alistair. I think that coat you're wearing would beg to differ. Okay, you know what? Why don't we keep this to ourselves? Jamie motions her hands in circles around herself when saying this. Alistair. This? What the hell is this? Alistair does the same motion towards her when asking his question. Jamie is annoyed by him questioning her. Jamie. What have we been talking about, Alistair? This, our appearances. Let's keep that and our comments on them to ourselves. Alistair jumps back at her as she finishes her sentence, now I know I did himself. Don't call me Alistair, please, Jamie. I've literally told you 100 times. Jamie. Not true. Jamie is followed again quickly by someone else, this time a waitress of the diner. Hey, if you two don't shut it, you're gonna get out of here. Alistair and Jamie stop their bickering after hearing this intrusion, and Jamie quietly replies, Sorry, bitch. Alistair quietly snickers and gets a small smile on his face hearing his friend say that. Both of them stay quiet for the next minute after this. Now, awkward silence, but more like both are waiting for the other to ask something specific they are both thinking. Alistair. Okay, I don't know if, Jamie stops him before he can continue to struggle finding the right words. No, they haven't found anything. I haven't found anything. Alistair. Come on, don't put pressure on yourself. That shouldn't even be something you do in a situation like this. Jamie. Alistair, it's my family. It's your girlfriend. My sister. Alistair. Don't. The two get quiet again. Boiling anger runs its course in both of them without them saying another word. After another minute of silence, Alistair starts up the conversation again. Is it just us again today? Jamie. What do you think?
Cut 2. Interior. Afternoon. Scene 3. A crime scene of a destroyed laboratory is photographed and stepped upon by cops and investigators covering the scene. Alistair and Jamie walk up to the scene. Jamie knows where to go to the best view of the scene. Destroyed tables and shattered test tubes lay scattered on the floor behind police tape. Officer. Oh, come on. Not you again, Jamie. This is the 5th time this week. Officer, I have a right to be here. Yeah, but you ain't got a right to be torturing yourself like this. Go home. Officer, please. It's my girlfriend that is missing too. Not some. Save it, both of you. I want you two out of here. Suddenly, behind the three of them, a loud boom and thud is heard at the entrance of the room. It shakes the already broken walls of the building from the accident and stops once the figure that has arrived stands up. A tall man, clothed in white, with his jacket, pants, even paint around his pure white eyes, walks into the crime scene and over to Alistair and Jamie. The light. Jameson. Let them pass. Yes, sir. Sorry. Officer Jameson motions for Alistair and Jamie to go with the man. The light. You are the daughter of the two adults and the sister of the teenager missing, correct? Yeah, and, well, everyone knows who you are. Well, technically, not because we don't know your real name. I do not have my own given name. I am comfortable with everyone calling me the Light, as the public often does. Oh, okay, cool, I guess. This is your first time seeing it, sir? Yes, and I believe you are the boyfriend of the missing teenager, correct? Alistair. Yeah, sure. You sound unsure. No, it's just been a long week. Jamie gives Alistair a look of confusion, mixed with annoyance, but Alistair looks back at her, wondering what he did wrong. The Light and them walk further into the crime scene, with the Light looking closely at every material around the scene. The three come to a halt as the Light puts his hand up to stop them, and he crouches down to look at something on the floor. The Light. Were you and your family recently involved with any person or people that would wish to do any harm with you? Were your parents working on anything dangerous? No, nothing recently in terms of bad guys or machines. Interesting. Alistair. What is? This material is unlike anything I've seen before. Can you identify it? The Light grabs a small bag out of his jacket and puts the material inside it. He gets back up and looks to Alistair. We will see. Do you know anything that may be helpful for me, Alistair? Alistair doesn't say anything for a moment, contemplating different things in his head, not knowing what to say, if anything. No, sir. The Light looks at him after hearing his answer, and after a minute, he walks out of the crime scene. Alistair, Jamie, and Officer Jameson all feel cold after seeing the Light's ice-white eyes. Cut 2. Exterior, evening. Scene 4. The destroyer aims his rifle at one of the targets in front of him. He quickly pulls the trigger and hits the bullseye of the target. Next to him, David jumps at the sound of the rifle. Down the street, Jamie and Alistair walk up to the spot their friends are. Jamie. Dude, the Light is exactly how the news describes him every 5 minutes. The Light. With his cold stare, is he friend or foe? Alistair. Shut up, man. He's just doing his job and we helped him. Jamie. Alistair, he is literally an alien. We have no idea where he comes from. He probably doesn't even know since he doesn't even have a real name.
Alistair. He's not an alien, Jamie. He's... David. Damn it, D! Jamie and Alistair hear their friend yell, and they quickly rush behind the next building to where they are. David. Get that thing away from me! The Destroyer. Oh, you want to hold it? Here you go, man. David screams at the Destroyer, laughs, trying to hand the rifle to him. Jamie. What the fuck, guys? I don't think the cops heard you enough. The Destroyer. Oh, great, you're here. Oh, great, you're still a dick. Jamie says this as she sits down next to her other friend, Bethany. Bethany floats off the ground with her eyes closed in a meditative pose. Bethany. Guys, please. I don't want to have your blood all over my new jacket I paid $50 for. Alistair. Whoa, you paid how much for that thing? Don't you have ears, dumbass? Okay, you just told me to stop that shit, but now you're gonna pull that. Jamie. Oh my god, shut up. Everyone, please. Everyone is silent for a moment, before eventually a sound breaks the silence. David twitches from his extreme anxiety, causing him to gasp. Did you guys find out anything? No, nothing. Damn. The Destroyer aims his rifle to shoot another target, but David stops him. Stop doing that! Alistair. The light was there. Everyone stops and looks to their friend after he says this. Bethany. Really? You fangirl? Bethany says this with one eye open and a small smirk on her face, looking at Alistair, who looks annoyed at her comment. No. He found something he took with him to find out what happened. Some kind of material on the floor of the crime scene. We don't know what it was. The Destroyer. So what? You want to go back and get some of that stuff for ourselves? Jamie. Well, that's what me and Al wanted to ask you guys. Everyone is silent for a moment. Each person goes over the idea in their own head. David. Nope. We are not doing that. I'm not going to jail over something we pick up from the floor. The Destroyer. I'm in. Bethany. Even if I say no, it's 3 against 2, so I really don't have a choice. Cut to exterior evening, scene 5. The gang all head over to the crime scene, with only a few policemen standing guard in front of it. Everyone sneaks around the area and into the building, with the light picked up the material. Jamie. Here. Everyone looks to the floor and sees barely any material left. The Destroyer. Seriously? We came all the way for this little speck of shit? David. Shh. Keep your voice down. The Destroyer pushes David's face back out of annoyance from him. Jamie. Shut up, all of you. I need to focus. Jamie carefully handles small tools to the material into a bag, only getting the smallest amount she can. Destroyer. What are you doing? Jamie. Stop talking. I'm whispering. Officer Jameson. You really aren't whispering if I can hear you. Everyone jumps up from the officer behind him. David puts his hands up, but the Destroyer pulls them back down. Okay, kids. Be like your friend and put your hand... Suddenly, Officer Jameson is stabbed by someone behind him. The gang are surprised by this, and watch as he is pulled up by a scythe he was stabbed with. Officer Jameson is then thrown across the room, his dead body falling onto the ground with blood spilling everywhere. David begins to scream, but the Destroyer covers his mouth. The person who stabbed Officer Jameson is visible to everyone now. Only this person isn't even human. They are an entire skeleton covered in black robes, holding a bloody scythe, staring the gang down with darkness in his eyes.